All right. Can police enter a dwelling to serve an arrest warrant, even if the person refuses to come out? My name is Anthony Bandiero, bringing you a Roadside Chat from Blue to Gold. All right, so this question comes from an officer in Florida. So we have an officer who has an arrest warrant, right? It could be a felony or a misdemeanor. We don't know. The officer saw the male in a screened-in porch. He made contact and told the male why he was there and that he needed to come out to him or he would go into the porch and get him. The male, the fugitive, refused, and the officer opened the screen door to the porch and retrieved the male. Apparently, the agency is saying that the officer did not have a legal right to enter past the threshold into the porch and retrieve the fugitive. Basically, there's no way to make a forced entry into a home for a wanted person. This is, I don't know where this is coming from, right? This is well-settled law that an arrest warrant comes with the authority to enter the person's domicile and to arrest them if you have reason to believe that the person's home. So that authority comes from a U.S. Supreme Court case called Payton versus New York, 1980. So it's been around for a very long time. And here the court said, and I'm summarizing here, for Fourth Amendment purposes, an arrest warrant founded on probable cause implicitly carries with it the limited authority to enter a dwelling, residence, house, in which the suspect lives when there is reason to believe the suspect is within. Okay, so let's break that down into the three things that you need in order to enter the home. Number one is a valid arrest warrant. Check. Number two is that it is their domicile, right? So we do not serve arrest warrants at a third party's home. You would need a search warrant or the third party's consent in that case, all right? So number two, so arrest warrant, check. It's their domicile, check. And at the time of service, right, or execution, you have reason to believe the person is home. Well, that clearly exists here. The officer sees the man in the porch. There's no more certainty than that. So three, reason to believe the person is home. Now, we know that some states can be more restrictive on certain things, right? Some states may say, like Nevada, for example. In Nevada, you cannot serve a misdemeanor arrest warrant past 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., right? It's very restrictive. Obviously, in Nevada, if you had lawful access to the person, you were lawfully inside the home for another reason, you could grab the guy and arrest him for the misdemeanor warrant. But you cannot enter the home, even if you know he's home, past 7 p.m. in Nevada. But some states may do stuff like that, but that is a statutory limitation. And according to Florida State Statute 901.19, right of officer to break into building, it says here, so if a peace officer fails to gain admittance after she or he has announced her or his authority and purpose in order to make an arrest, either by a warrant or when authorized to make an arrest for a felony without a warrant, there's some rules on that, the officer may use all necessary and reasonable force to enter any building or property when the person to be arrested is or is reasonably believed to be. Does that sound like almost like a page out of Payton? Doesn't that sound like warrant plus home plus reason to believe at home at the time of service, right after making an announcement? So that's another thing I teach cops is that when you serve these arrest warrants, you serve them in the same manner as if you had a search warrant. Knock and announce, give the person time to comply. And of course, so back to our story at hand. This is going to, in my view, comply with not only the constitutional restrictions and requirements under Payton, but under also Florida State statute. So I just don't know what the agency is saying. Now, if the chief or look and says, hey, I get that the officers can do it. We're just saying we don't want them to do it for something as minor as a misdemeanor warrant. Hey, you know what? If that's your stance on it, you know, you don't have to sell me on it. I get the officer safety rationale, and let's use good judgment. But constitutionally, it can be done. All right. All right. There's my feedback. I hope it helps. If you like what I'm trying to do here and train cops, hit like, subscribe, leave comments, share with your friends. And that's all I ask from you. All right. All right. I'll see you guys next time.